Hundreds of animatronics were shown at Transworld. Whether it's big or small, they got whatever you could be looking for. In this video, I put together my top 5 animatronics from Transworld 2024. So let's get right into it, starting off with the Wendigo. The Wendigo is about $4,300 and was sold by Gorgalore. Now, usually they just focus on heads of creatures. I feel like that's their main bulk of what they sell. They do have a ton of other stuff, but that's kind of what they're known for. This year, they came up with a new contraption where it's a whole body character. You connect your feet to poles coming from the Wendigo's feet, control its arms with these rods, and it's got a rail right above to basically hold it up so you don't have to worry about any of the weight. This thing was so freaky and looked amazing. It was such a unique concept, and I really love how it was executed. Coming in at number 4, we got the Mantis with Body. This was an animatronic by a new company in the Dark Zone, Never Mortis. I'd say this is probably the goriest thing on this list, and I absolutely love it. It's such a unique concept, and I love the giant praying mantis just demolishing that body. Giant bugs are something I've honestly started to consider looking into for doing a haunt with, especially with how big of a fear insects are to people. And I just love how this was done, and it looks amazing. Now, it was $3,850, which is kind of pricey. I mean, you are technically kind of getting 2 animatronics here. You know, you got the praying mantis, or you got the body. You could also get just the praying mantis for $2,650, but personally, I want both. I think this thing would look amazing in like a garden section in a haunted house. Like I said, they did an excellent job with this guy. Now, I know this is a newer company too, and I'm super excited to see what they bring in the future. Now, coming in at number 3, we got kind of a duo pair here. If you've watched any video talking about Transworld, you have probably almost definitely seen this thing. This is the Cellist and the Cello. This was a fan favorite at Transworld this year. It was like the talk of the convention. Although this isn't an animatronic, I'm still gonna put it in this list just because of how amazing this is. You know how I said last one was the goriest? I was wrong. Actually, this one's definitely the goriest in this list. I don't even know where to begin. It just looks phenomenal. Now, the Cellist is $896, while the Cello is $1,300. Unfortunately, they don't come together. You do have to buy them separately, but it's really not that expensive for what you're getting. These things look incredibly realistic. Like, scary realistic. Just the attention to detail on these guys. From the little marks on the guy's stomach, kind of like a Cello has, and just I love how realistic her face looks. They are a duo pair that just can't be separated unless you get an actor. Now, with an actor, it just adds so much more to the Cello. You really don't need the Cellist. It's just kind of a good thing to have as a stand-in if you don't have an actor. But if you just get the Cello and put an actor there, just like Original Sins did, this thing is so freaky. I mean, just look at this video from Transworld. It just works so well. It's such an amazing concept and truly deserves all the recognition it's got from the convention this year. And honestly, it's one I would definitely like to get eventually. It is kind of difficult to position this somewhere. Finding a perfect place to put a prop like this is kind of difficult. It's not everywhere you've got like a music hall or something like that. There are a couple different spots that it could go into, but besides that, this thing is phenomenal. Now, for number 2, I'm kind of gonna cheat a little bit. Technically, this is 3 different animatronics, but they're all using the same head sculpt, so I'm just gonna count them in one category, because honestly, I love them all equally. They are so cool. So we've got the animated giant zombie arched entry at $9,495, the 20-foot zombie crawler at $9,995, and the 20-foot zombie head through window at $4,995. Now, they're all kind of pricey, but they were so cool. I feel like when it comes to these guys, they're really something you have to see in person, and the video just doesn't give them justice. Out of everything at the show, these pretty much stood out the most to me, besides this one thing, which I'm going to get to next. Something about the sculpt just feels so creepy to me. I don't know if it was the size or just the way it looked, how decayed or just eerie it looked, but they did phenomenal with this one. Out of the 3, I'd say the zombie crawler is probably my favorite. It is also the most expensive. It's like $10,000. But seeing that in person is absolutely terrifying. Seeing him lunge towards you, it's just absolutely massive. Second out of these guys, I'd probably go with the head through the window. Once again, it's just such an unexpected scare and I could really see being really, really effective in a haunted house. And then third for them, I would go with the archway. It's just phenomenal seeing all these heads moving at once and so creepy. I just think they look incredible. In my opinion, I really do think it's terrifying. These three really just stood out a ton to me. Now, before we get to my favorite animatronic for Transworld 2024, I got a couple honorable mentions. We got another super talked about at Transworld animatronic, Bushman. Now, I know it was memed on a ton. I know people were making a ton of jokes about him, and he is kind of a goofy character, but he works so well. If you're doing like an office setting in a haunt, or like a receptionist office, or just anywhere where like a planted bush would go, this is bound to get a ton of people, and I know it freaked a ton of people out at Transworld. It's such a unique concept and works so well. Out of everything there, I'd go to say this is definitely one of the best jump scare animatronics that was shown at the show this year. The amount of people this thing scared was phenomenal. Then of course we got the optional rock from Distortions. Wait, I'm sorry, the Raptor line from Distortions. Once again, just such amazing animatronics. They looked phenomenal. My favorite is definitely the Attack Raptor. I mean, the other ones are amazing as well, of course, but the Attack Raptor was just so cool. Their detail was amazing in person. The only thing that I saw kind of off were their seam lines. They weren't too hidden. You know, not the biggest deal in the world, because, you know, in a haunted house or in like a dark environment like that, they would be hidden. Now, it would be hard to fit them in a haunt. There are a couple themes I could think of where you can use them, but they would definitely be better for like more attractions and theme parks like that. Maybe even like an escape room. But I love these things so much. And then next up, once again from Scare Factory, we got the Pumpkin Witches. Another really cool set of animatronics. They looked amazing. Such a unique character, and definitely would be amazing in like an outdoor setting, especially in like a forest or something like that. Their animation was incredible. Personally, me, I wouldn't just get one. I feel like they need to go 3 together. It really just kind of does piece them together, and it just really makes them that much better. And then finally, from the honorable mentions, we got the 20-foot flyer, once again from Scare Factory. Scare Factory really killed it this year. I'd say overall, they had the best line of animatronics. They really did have some big, massive, terrifying things this year. And I mean, this 20-foot flyer, just his animation and the way he looked, it was just freaky. There's just something about it that's just so unsettling with just how massive he is flying over you. And now, last but not least, we have my favorite animatronic from Transworld 2024. It is Dr. Quantum. Now, this is very different from something I would normally like. Usually I'm into the more fast, quick jump scare things or massive creatures or something like that. This guy's just kind of a little alien in a brain. And just looking at him, you know, it's cool, but it's nothing too crazy to write home about. But the technology that went into him is really what makes him stand out. Dr. Quantum is the first animatronic we've seen in the industry with AI, which a lot of you may not know what AI is. It's basically our future. If you don't know what AI is, I definitely do recommend looking into it a little bit. AI, which stands for artificial intelligence, is basically a machine, you know, a computer, which thinks like a human. It has the world's knowledge plus more on there. You could ask AI almost anything, and it'll give you an actual good answer to it. For the most part. It is still in the works, and it is still kind of patchy, but Microsoft teamed up with Distortions to make this animatronic a reality. Basically, you could ask him questions and have conversations with him. It's also got a camera, so it could recognize you or things around in the area. So it could remember you, it could remember who it's talking to. If you tell him, "Hi, I'm Tyler," it'll remember your name is Tyler. Not permanently, it only remembers it for a few questions or something like that. You know, because a lot of people don't want their information and their selves permanently recorded into his database and stuff like that. Might be kind of weird and scary for some people. So it's only a couple questions that he'll remember you for, but it could recognize things behind you. It could start conversations from things around you. Like I know they were saying at the factory, they had the dinosaurs in the background, and the camera picked up the dinosaurs and started talking about them and started a conversation talking about these dinosaurs that were all the way in the back. This is truly such an impressive animatronic and really opens the door to so much more potential. Now, this animatronic isn't perfect. It could obviously use a little bit more work just to make it perfect. And I know Distortions isn't officially releasing it until later this year. It is on the website, but don't expect to get it anytime soon. But like I said, this is really opening up the door to the future of haunting and the future of the community. And just the future of our lives. It's really crazy where we've come with technology, and I'm super excited to see that Distortions is really taking it in and using it in the best way they could. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I want to hear what your guys' top 5 animatronics are down in the comments down below. And I mean, you should really watch this video right here. YouTube thinks it's a good video. For you, specifically. Yeah, that's right, YouTube picked it just for you. So go watch it. Click on it. See, just click right there. Click on it. Click on it!